back to another week of Shoes Off Talk. It's your boy Larvell S. Whit, aka the light skin is in.
Every week is another adjective added.
Wow.
Your guy Tim McAfee.
Yo, what's up? This is your boy Floyd.
I've been sitting on that one for a while.
How many times did you practice it?
Oh man, a few times on the way over here actually. But y'all hear my voice. Yeah, I've been working out there on the construction site now, and just moving. I've been stretched thin, so voice is gone.
Yeah, we tested him before he came in. We COVID tested him. So we did the what they call it?
Oh man, all the way up the nose.
We did the quick test. He good, y'all. Okay.
All right, so Floyd, what's happening? What's going on? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing all right. Long day at work, boy. Today was a busy day at the airport.
Yes.
It was like crazy. Okay, there's one thing that I wanted to say. Okay, why are people today was kind of odd.
No interlude, we just dived right in. Huh?
No,
like Floyd been holding on to this. He's been holding on to this.
It was just funny because when I left to work this morning, and I was going, you from the sidewalk and the street. Why did a Bronco truck, almost ran in back of me?
OJ.
Okay, but then at the same time, he turned and went like on the curb and the street kind of thing because there was no room. So he went and ran right through the red light.
Oh wow!
And I was like, okay.
Well, you know what it is. He was on his phone.
Right, and that's what I was thinking too. I was like, yeah, he was on the phone.
Paying attention.
100% on his phone. 100%.
Why a couple miles further, I'm at the stoplight, and the light was solid red, and a car came and turned.
Don't nobody know how to drive in Phoenix. I've been saying that for years.
Man,
well, what's crazy is they don't know how to drive in Phoenix because nobody is from Phoenix. So when you get all of these different driving habits out here, you get East Coast, then you get Cali, then you got down south, then you got Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
You got Northeast driving. It's just a mixture of driving habits on one road, and it makes for a nightmare.
Man.
I noticed the same thing because I was on my bike all day today, and it's crazy because I'm on the freeway, and I notice everything and my awareness is heightened with my PTSD, and so I'm passing people in the carpool lane that are doing the speed limit in the far left lane. And so I'm just casually looking over, man, and I see this chick with her leg up on her phone.
Yes.
Driving.
And just driving. And not in the far right lane or the slower lanes. Mm-hmm. In the far left lane, the fast lane. Mm-hmm. And so I just lay on my horn. But it's just and then we wonder why we have so many accidents. Bro, this corner right here at Gilbert and Ray Road.
Yeah.
Literally, there's 2 serious accidents there a week.
Wow.
And it's to the point to where when I'm coming home from anywhere, bro, I'm doing a double and a triple take before I go through. Because people are preoccupying themselves with things other than driving. Mm-hmm. Granted, we've all kind of checked our phone or switched our music or something when we're driving.
Right.
But typically, if I do that, I'm on a freeway, there's nobody on my left, nobody on my right. Mm-hmm. You got people that's doing that in bumper-to-bumper traffic. And it's scary, especially for the motorcyclists that can't protect themselves. It's nonsense. But
yeah. I had a guy today, and passengers was going across the crosswalk, and literally this dude just, almost took that girl out. it was just like,
You had
man,
an eventful day today.
oh my God.
I know you was ready. You was ready to get out of the car.
Man, I was like, honestly, I was like, I need to go home. I need to go home and just put my keys down and just
when you
not
get
go
home,
anywhere.
you're like, thank God that I made it home.
Right.
Yes.
But them pedestrian crosswalks, I have a problem with pedestrians sometimes because they either see the crosswalk or they see the light that says that they can walk.
Mm-hmm.
These mothers will just step out like it ain't. I don't care if that light, because some of them lights would be like, go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking 3 and 4 ways before I cross that street because somebody is on their phone not paying. I see these pedestrians crossing the street, bro, like hit me. I'm in the crosswalk.
Right.
Granted, they in the right, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to Phoenix driving.
Yeah.
But before we get too into our regular conversation, because it's big news right now, and I was just bringing it up earlier, just say congratulations to now King Charles.
King
He
Charles.
just ascended the throne. He is now officially king. The reason why I brought that up, because my thing was all about Harry. You know, that was big news to me that Harry actually showed up.
Yeah, he said but at first he was talking about he wasn't going to show up because his wife wasn't invited. So he was like, that's not right. So,
I still think it was good that he at least showed his face.
He did. Because you know what? And deep down, I think Meghan was like, okay, you need to go. This is your father.
Yeah.
This is your family. You need to be there. So that's what I'm thinking. So.
Well, it's that, and then the fact that you still hold a status.
True.
And you don't want to compound the problem by you not doing what you're supposed to do. You still have to uphold an appearance in the public eye because of who you are.
Yeah.
And also you got to understand, like, your actions directly affect your family now. Whether they want to consider her part of the family or not. If he had not went, the ridicule and everything that he would have went through, not to mention, you have a family now, and okay, say you can deal with it, but you imagine your wife and kid out and reporters and stuff.
Yeah.
How you feel about your husband not attending, the ceremony? Do you think you're the reason why he didn't go? And that's. You don't want to put that weight on your family. So I'm glad he went as well.
So it steps into what we were going to talk about, being secure in your relationships, because he is definitely secure in his and she is secure in hers.
Right.
Because, I mean, look, he done left the family for her.
He did. And the queen, she wasn't happy about it.
But he in love like that.
But
Come on,
yeah.
man. Y'all know Harry love that girl.
Oh yeah.
So I watched the show.
What show?
They have a show.
Oh, Prince and Harry and
I forgot what the name of it. I'm
No,
probably like 8
I have not
episodes.
watched it.
I haven't watched it in a while. I'm probably like 8 episodes in, but it's an interesting behind the scenes of her life. Morphing into his life. And it's really kind of like just 2 different lives. Like,
definitely.
I'm pretty sure.
just morphing into one life, and it's not like you're just marrying a CEO of a corporation or even an athlete. You're marrying somebody that is
royalty.
Yeah, royalty. Royalty. So it's like,
Shoot.
Do I put on the air and I act like I'm supposed to act? Or just have them accept me for who I am, because she comes from a family where, educated,
She's black.
She doesn't.
She's black.
She doesn't. Other than her blackness, she did not have to change who she was,
Right.
To fit into that family. Now, the fact that she's black, there's nothing she can change, but. If he accepts it, I could care less if and I'm sure she took on that attitude too, is she can care less what the family thinks.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. She's already admitted that.
Yeah.
She's already said that.
So this secure in your relationship, I think that's twofold.
Okay.
So you can be a secure person,
Mm-hmm.
but to be secure in your relationship is a partnership. It has to be, I don't care how secure you are. If the person that you're in a relationship does not make you feel secure about, because that's a partnership. You can't say I'm secure in my relationship if you haven't had a conversation with your partner about how secure they are in the relationship.
Okay.
Because if you have one that's secure and one that's insecure, there's a divide there that I can't answer and say I'm secure in my relationship.
Right.
You cannot be secure. I don't care how secure you are. When there's somebody else that affects the outcome of that relationship, you can't speak for that other person. I don't care how secure you are as an individual.
Okay.
Communication is always going to be key, because I'm not going to be sitting up here looking through nobody's phone.
No. Oh no.
If you get to that point in a relationship, it's just time to go.
That's right.
It's not being secure.
Yeah.
I always say that it's like, you should not have to come in a relationship and feel like you're raising a child.
Yeah.
and it happens, but if you're with that person long enough, the things that person, whether it's the female or the male, that brings to that table, and it has to do with life experiences. You're not gonna be in a relationship with somebody that has the same life experiences. I mean, you can have similar life experiences, but if you're not in a relationship with someone that has had to struggle, that has some doors closed, that had to fight to get everything that they have, and here you get in a relationship with someone that things have been relatively easy for them, not of their own fault.
Right.
Just the paths that are made for them were not difficult paths. Now you get in a relationship with them, you find yourself teaching someone how to deal with confusion, with not having everything so structured and laid out.
But sometimes opposites attract. It's like one of those things.
It that's true to an extent. Opposites can attract, but you have to complement each other. That's the key. Because the thing is, like, if I'm so far left and you're so far right, and we don't have a common ground, then we're opposite. And the common ground is a mentality. The mentality is I know what that person's been through. I know who this person is. Let me be open-minded to learn how and why they think the way they do.
But then but see, the thing is though, depending on the man or the woman, either one. Now, when you get to a point that being that person in your relationship, okay, so being that person in that relationship, if you're not, when you say common ground, now if that woman is not trying to be that, if they're trying to just think of themselves, because why? Because that's what they're used to, is me, and then feeling that the guy is supposed to cater to her.
Well, that's
day in and day out.
Well, somebody like that, you don't need to be in a relationship.
Partnership, 50-50.
Yeah, relationships are never 50-50. That's the biggest favorite.
Come on, man.
Time.
That's right.
Partnerships are not 50-50.
No.
Until he hasn't been in one.
Right.
Partnerships will never, ever in life, I don't care how good things are, it
No.
will never be 50-50.
will not.
Anything inside that relationship, you guys both should be able to do. You should, to each other. If one fails, the other one needs to stand up and pick up.
But that's still not 50-50 because
To me, that's what I
because if I fail at something that I'm horribly bad at and my partner is amazing at, that's not 50-50. She gonna have to grab like 70% of that if I'm that deficient in whatever it is. So that's why I say like it is never 50-50. 50-50 is you got $50 in your pocket and I got $50 in my pocket, so we gonna pay this 100. That's 50-50. That's not relationships. That's not how it works. Like, not ever.
So
Sometimes it's gonna be 90-10. Sometimes it's gonna be 60-40. And it's don't go determined. It's like the scales of justice. It's like the scales of justice is going. It's never going to. It's never going to balance. It's just never going to balance. And that's just the way relationships are. So if you go into a relationship with the expectation that things are supposed to be 50-50, you're probably not ready for a relationship. And to go to what you were saying is, you have somebody that's just been me. If you are not able to change that mentality with me, and be open to me and him or us, you need to take some time to yourself and reevaluate your life and say, am I ready for a relationship? Because those are the kind of things that I say that are the intangibles, the thing that are must-haves. And the must-haves is you have to, I don't care how you've lived your life, you have to be open to sharing and communicating.
Right.
Even if you've never had to do it before in your life, you have to. That's not even an option. If you're not ready for that, then sit down and reevaluate your life. And it's okay. I think the problem that we have though is we expect people to be so honest and forthcoming and this and that. And they lie to themselves. So what makes you think that they're going to be truthful and honest with you when they can't even do it to themselves?
Right.
And I'm not saying I'm telling you a lie. I'm just saying me understanding my feelings and being able to communicate them that I'm not ready for a relationship. I like you. I see that this could be something good, but either from my past relationship or life in general that's happening, I'm not ready for it because the mentality that I have now, it's me.
So that's the one thing that is happening these days is that me first attitude. Unfortunately, in this generation, it's like whatever makes me happy. Make me happy first, male or female. Unfortunately,
right, exactly.
Yeah. And that's why a lot of relationships don't last, or like you referred to as far as being healed first. Man, if you're not healed, you shouldn't be into a relationship.
No.
You're going to bring that baggage with
that's
you.
selfish.
And that's not going to make it comfortable because now you got to deal with tiptoe around those feelings. Try to tiptoe.
That's selfishness. I mean, that's if you know that you're not healed and you're willing to take that into a relationship, that is the biggest sign. That's the biggest sign of selfishness to me that could go on in a relationship is because you are taking that baggage and putting it on someone that has nothing to do with why you are at where you are in your life, and you're putting that on them, taking them away from the ability to lead the life that they want to live. And it's selfish. And at some point you have to be honest with yourself and be like, I can't do this. I can't do this. That person deserves better than what I can give them right now. It's not saying that you're a bad person, but we all, everybody in this room has been at a point in their lives where they knew mentally, physically, and emotionally they didn't need to be tied with nobody at that moment. And
yeah. I mean,
it's life.
Yeah, that's how it is.
It happens. It definitely happens. But until you can get to the point, and I think this has to do with the security thing that we were talking about earlier, is till you can get to a point in your life where you can honestly say, I don't need anybody for anything. Until you can get to that point in your life, you're not ready for a relationship. Because until you get to that point in your life to where you can say that, you're going to go into a relationship looking for someone to provide you what you need.
Okay.
And that's not right at all.
Yeah.
You shouldn't need a person. You should want a person.
Right.
Two different things. And that person has to, whether you say it or not, they need to have that feeling being in your presence that whatever I can do for this person, they can do it for themselves.
Right.
They don't need me. They want me. And that is the biggest compliment you can give someone is without you saying it, them to have that feeling that that person wants me.
You know, and speaking of that, Tim, that's exactly what I explained to my daughter before she got married, before anything like that. And I explained to her, I said, look, no man, no matter who you with, no man should ever get to a point telling you that you need them at all. So whatever needs to be done, you're capable of getting it done.
Yeah.
And I even went to the point of saying, okay, come on. We went outside and went to her car, and I showed her how to oil change, how to change the transmission fluid, how to do certain things on her car. So basically, she knows how to do those things. Now, if you want your husband or whoever to do it for you because you want to make them feel like a man, by all means. But other than that, you don't need them to do it.
And he needs to know that. He needs to know that my wife wants her oil change, and if I don't do it, I know I'm gonna leave this house and come back, and she gonna be under the car.
That's right.
Doing it herself.
That's right.
And that's how you need to make a person feel, because if you become needy of a person and they know it, that is the worst thing that you can have, is to make a person feel like you need them, because it's just a matter of time before they take advantage of that.
Oh yeah.
And one or two things, they're either gonna take advantage of it or they're gonna get tired of you.
But see, what's the biggest thing though? What's the biggest thing that when you say taking advantage of, one of the biggest things that man or female take advantage of? Finance.
It is.
That's the number one thing I think that does ruin relationships.
Yeah.
Is finance.
And people don't understand when you become a stay-at-home dad or a stay-at-home mom, you need to understand what comes with that. You have now put yourself in a place of need to the point to where you won't be used, but it's going to come out in a conversation. If you don't have great communication in your relationship, you're going to be reminded about what that person did for you financially. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you stayed home and took care of the 2 kids and this and that. You're going to be reminded at some point about what that person did for you. And I'm not saying that you can't be a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, but make sure that you're staying at home for a legitimate reason other than the fact my kids need me. Your kids don't need you to be a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad.
Or I just want to just stay at home.
Yeah, my husband makes $1 million a year, so I can be a stay-at-home. You're setting yourself up.
Yeah.
You're setting yourself up.
Yeah.
You really are, because I'm telling you, guys don't weigh you staying at home to parent kids. We don't weigh it like women weigh it. We don't, and that's not a good thing. Women can understand what the daily is of staying at home taking care of a kid. Men can't, because that's not something that we have an innate ability to do, because we're not built like that. So if it's a woman, it's just a matter of time. If you don't have great communication in your relationship, that person's going to remind you about what they paid for.
Speaking of women, we're going to take this a little further. Speaking of women, now, you know how you go to bed, right? And you with your significant,
I know how I go to bed.
you with your significant other, whoever it is, So, how do you feel when they come into the room with pajamas on, just the pants and shirt and the what they call them things. I forgot what they call them things when they put on their head.
Yeah, I call it the bonnet or the ancient mama.
Right, something like that.
Mama headscarf.
So
yeah,
then they do that right. But when they do that, how do you feel?
I guess it depends.
Compared to lingerings and all that stuff.
It's called lingerie.
Wait, lingerie, whatever.
Oops, sorry, man. I know I just screamed in y'all ear.
So,
but no, repeat that again. Repeat what you call it.
The lingerings. The lingerings.
See, that's the problem right there. Is like you don't know what it is. He just said lingerings.
Lingerings. What you know?
It's called lingerie. And
lingerie.
You spelled it just like you said it.
Lingerie.
You spelled it just like you just said it. I'm like, is he trying to say lingerie? Oh my God.
We need to get you a gift card to Victoria's Secret. That's what we need to do. Yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do.
Hey.
So you want to take this? So
my thing is, when it comes to, like you said, when you we know how we sleep. Look, I sleep naked, and if we're in a relationship and this is what we're normally doing, then to me that's what we normally do. Now, if you start coming to bed with pajamas on or something like that, then I start thinking, whoa, wait, man, something's wrong, or she upset about something, or But I think that lingeries should be worn on a regular basis.
Okay.
To keep excitement in the relationship.
That's gonna be my next point. As far as the lingerie thing, I think it has to be the precedent that was set prior. Like, is lingerie, we gonna call it lingering.
Your man.
I like that. We don't call it lingering, but we mean lingerie.
I love that word.
So if your wife typically comes to bed in lingerings, and all of a sudden she switch up on you, and now she's wearing like your sweatpants and a big t-shirt to bed.
She mad.
You need to ask some questions. There's a conversation that needs to be had, because something is flipped, and it should make you worry, because women will hold on to stuff for years, and so something caused that switch to flip, and now and I'll take that back. It doesn't necessarily have to be something you've done. It could be something that she's going through in her life as well, whether it be postpartum, whether it be the fact that she looked at herself in the mirror and she doesn't feel sexy anymore, or
that's the big one,
or she's comparing herself to somebody else. Yeah. She's looking at social media or something. Something triggered that. Yeah. Women just don't go from wearing lingerines to bed to now.
I think that was really important about making sure that they feel sexy. Like, if they don't feel sexy anymore by you, the husband, that is something's going on.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah, so it's definitely a conversation that needs to be had, because, like I said, they don't just flip the switch like that for no particular reason. Now, we'll do it. We could come to bed naked, and then all of a sudden we wearing a whole hoop shorts and outfit, and it could, who knows? We could be just that tired and just going to. But that's guys.
I got a question though. You know how we're talking about the fact of women, ladies making sure that wearing lingerie to bed. Should men wear lingerie to bed?
But see, that's the thing. That's the.
No, seriously. What if?
Hold on.
No, I don't think.
I want to know what male lingerie.
Come on.
And I'm not poking at nobody. I just want to know. I have not ever seen men lingerie. Somebody please chime in and tell me.
The silk shorts with the.
Please don't call it. No,
that's
shorts. Exactly what it is.
Come on,
silk
man.
shorts and a silk t-shirt or tank top. Do not call it that. Do not call it
pants and a shirt.
No, do not call it. Guys, don't go out there looking for no man's lingerie. It doesn't exist. It really doesn't. I don't even want to think about that.
Come on, man.
If you're in a relationship and and your significant other, your wife, wears lingerie to bed, my next question is, how long is this going on? Like, because that's different. Like, that's different. Because that's not typical for a relationship. Maybe like the first couple months of a relationship, but that's not typical. Not that it's wrong, but that's just different.
But see, my concept of it, I would think that the woman will wear that more so when she's feeling more intimate. You know, when she's trying to get that intimate, that romance in. You know, I would think that's more towards that direction.
Well, you said it like she just does it every night, and then all of a sudden she switched up on me, and now is wearing like men's briefs to bed or something like that. But that's so important, and that's something that has really left relationships, is that when relationships get to a certain point, men and women both feel like there's no need to have romance.
Man, I see
and
your
be
messages going off. Like, well, I really want to know what they're saying, man.
My cousin Robin said,
yeah,
sex becomes a chore sometime if there's no attention given from the other side.
Yeah.
And she also said, if she knows it's what makes you happy and loves you and wants to keep that flame, she will keep it up. So that's why I say it's important to have that conversation. And honestly, if sex becomes a chore in a relationship, it's time for you to go.
Yeah, it should not be a chore.
It's because something is lost there. And if it gets to a point to where it's a chore, that didn't just start. That didn't just start. And not that we want to put such a high priority on sex, but when you talk about sex in a relationship, that is the soul connector. Like that connects you to together. That's that bond. And that's the emotional part of it. It ain't just the sex act of it. It's the emotional ties from sex. And so if that's lacking or if that's not given on a regular basis, then, you know, doubt creeps in and, you know, you start wondering why, especially if it goes from, you know, y'all having it 3 or 4 times a week. And I know that's low. We talking like 10-year plus relationship. Floyd over there rolling his eyes. I wish I could get it 3 or 4 times. Miss Floyd, I'm not saying that he said that. I'm just ad-libbing. That did not come out of his mouth. Just want to clarify. But bro, we had this conversation a while back, when we were talking about keeping things new and fun and exciting in relationships, and I think that has been the ultimate demise of relationships, is that we get too comfortable in them after a certain time, and we feel like, you know, we don't have to keep ourselves up. We don't have to maintain the things that was attractive about me to that person.
Date nights.
Yeah, date nights. We don't do date nights anymore. It's just, you know, it's just life, bed, life, bed, life, bed, and it repeats itself. But what you don't understand is, like, this person has a separate life when he or she leaves outside the door, and not separate lives where they have, you know, another significant other, meaning that you're going to work, I'm going to work, I'm going to the gym, I may be hooping with the guys, or you may be going to do yoga, or so you're interacting with other people that may have conversations about the stuff that you want. And so now, as a guy, I'm at the gym and we having guy conversations. I got to come home and think the fact that I don't do that. I don't have that at home. You know, and so the consistency has to be there to the point to where it's almost, bro, it can't be what you want. When you get in a relationship, it's about what y'all want. And you may not be in the mood for it. You're in a relationship. It's gives and takes. It's both sides. It's not going to be in the mood for a lot of stuff all
Right,
the time.
exactly.
But it's your job being in a relationship with somebody else that you have decided that we're going to partner our lives together. So whether you feel like it or not, especially if that person is reciprocating and there's a mutual, reciprocation there, regardless of what it is. But you can't just take away the things that was attractive to that person about you, and that can even be weight. If you was slim and trim, when that person met you, you got to understand, like, that was the attraction. That was a big part of the attraction. Because people may say that's superficial, but you ain't Stevie Wonder. You didn't just feel somebody's vibes and you like, oh, I want to be with you. You saw them. You physically saw what they looked like, and that was attractive. Now, when they opened their mouth and you had a conversation, that just probably made them that much more attractive. But it was the visual. Why would you take that away? Why would you not try to maintain? And I understand, life happens, kids happen, jobs happen, all of that, which causes us to slip, which causes us to not be able to maintain the exact, but the effort has to be there. Like, the effort has to be there. You can't just be in a relationship and be like, I'm just letting myself go, and think that person is going to look at you the same way. It's just not gonna happen. And I know with me, I'm conscious of it because that's my way of life. That's what I know. I don't put that expectation on nobody because most people don't pay attention to their fitness like I do. But it's because it's been a part of my life, whether it's military, whether it's sports, it's been a part of my life. But you also have to know, if you get with somebody like myself and you know that that's a big part of it, of their life, that's something you got to ask yourself, am I ready to be a part of that? Do I see myself not having to be in the gym as much as he is, but going to the gym, a healthy lifestyle? That's why sometimes I say this, you got to stay in your lane.
Yep.
Not all lanes is meant for everybody.
That's true.
If you ain't no gym person, you hate fitness, you might not want to get with somebody that's into fitness, because literally, bro, it's gonna become a problem. Like, somebody like me, I'm in the gym 5 or 6 days a week. I do not need somebody that doesn't go to the gym asking me, why do you go to the gym so much? Do you really need, what do you do at the gym that you have to be there so much? That's just it.
Who you are.
So that's why you need to understand what your lane is. And if you're not willing to stay in somebody else's lane, or at least weave into their lane and what have you, then that's probably not a lane you need to be in. Stay to the far right. Slower traffic, keep to the right.
Because some people just get into relationships just because they don't want to be alone.
Oh. Woo.
That's heavy.
I think age has a lot to do with that, men and women.
More so women.
More so women. But with men, I think it's more of codependency. Women look at each other and they have this idea, it's just a natural woman thing, that I'm gonna get married at a certain age, I'm gonna have a baby at a certain age, I'm gonna have the house with the picket fence, I'm gonna have the career I want at a certain age. And when those things don't happen, if they have friends that have those things, now the pressure is on. Because they're gonna feel like I'm less than what I am because I don't have. They're gonna think that that's like the basic necessities. So those are the ones that you find that every time you look on social media, they hugged up with a different guy.
Oh my God! I've actually seen where you can go through the girl's profile picture and she had different.
And everybody is her boo.
It's different guys. I'm like, whoa, this not even the current one. You tell me you in love with this one, but you still got pictures up of 3 different guys ago.
Wow.
Oh man.
And it's not attractive to possibles, to people that could possibly be in your life. It's not attractive because it makes you look needy. It makes you look needy. I say this all the time. The most attractive thing about a man to a woman or a woman to a man is to make them feel like you don't need them for anything. But when someone can look at your social media, and granted, you shouldn't be determining somebody how they lead their life by their social media, but people they put it out there, so you can't help but to see it. And if every 2 or 3 months you with a different guy and you calling him the one or my boo, and there's no downtime from the time you were with the previous one to this one,
They just don't want to be alone.
you're codependent. You're codependent. And you need to do an evaluation of your life and be comfortable with being by yourself.
Right.
That is the main thing. It's like you need to be comfortable with being by yourself. And we see it on social media all the time. These women, they have specifics about what they want. They have a type. That is the worst thing that you could have. That's the worst thing in life that you can have is a type. Because when you have a type, you limit yourself to what could be.
I just went through that.
Because you're out there looking for a specific person, and now you just look past Mr. Right or Miss Right.
That's right.
All
That's right.
Because you have a type.
Yep.
That is the worst thing ever that you can do.
That's the standard list.
And you'll never find that person.
But the thing about it is, they usually don't have a track record, a good track record with their type.
Right.
Ding, ding, ding,
If you look at their track record, they do not have a good track record with their type.
Right.
So Stevie Wonder can see that it's time for you to change some stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe your type ain't your type.
Something else.
But yeah.
Typically, when that happens and someone doesn't have a good track record with their type, it's because they saw that type with somebody else and like what that looked like. But mentally, emotionally, physically, you shouldn't have a type.
Is that more like a woman going into the store and wanted this outfit, and on the mannequin it's so perfect,
I know where you're about to go with this.
and then so she's like, "Oh my gosh, that's nice. Ooh, I like those. That's gonna look good on me." And then next thing you know, she goes in there and she tries it on, and
I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen. Is they want that outfit enough that they're gonna go out there and they're gonna ask that friend that went with them, "Girl, what is this? How does this look on me? Girl, you killing it.
Yep.
That SDI.
Girl,
Yep.
you
Come on,
killing
man.
it.
Yep. That's exactly what's
This
happening.
woman could know that she does not look right. Every dressing room has mirrors.
Yeah.
You knew how
You
looked.
knew how you look when you put that on. You go ask somebody
Oh my
that
God.
I don't care what you put on. They're gonna say you rocking it.
My daughter, if you want somebody to be real honest with you, take her. Cause she has no filter when it comes to telling you what's
I'm
the
same
real.
way.
Cause
Hey.
cause they will go. My wife will go into the store and all that stuff like that, and she'll be like, "Oh, Janiyah, how does this look?" No, Mom, that is not you. I mean, literally, she will tell you, and I'm like, yeah. See,
Well, us types have my mom's calling.
Hello, Mom.
Mom is probably watching this show. And she's hey, put me on. I got something to say. Because she doesn't have social media, but my sister trolls social media, so that's probably her calling.
We sorry, Mama.
But it's so crazy because people like myself and your daughter, we are out of control. We're rude. We don't care. We don't care about the people we hurt. We this and that. I have never seen a time in my 53 years where being real was socially unacceptable nowadays. it is socially unacceptable to be real. We have surrounded ourselves with so much fake that real looks horrible.
Those are the most factual words ever said.
Yep.
It is, and it's a shame because I have to remind people: look, if you don't want to know the real, don't ask me.
Yeah.
Please don't ask me, because I was thinking this today, and I meant to write it down. My character is of such that I understand how high of a character guy I am. So if I say something that offends you, the problem is with you. Wow. Because my character won't let me hurt your feelings. Won't let me be rude to you. So if I say something and you take offense to it, the problem is with you.
Wow. I'm so glad you said that.
The problem is with you. It really is. Is we live in a society now to where we have to walk such a fine line about what we say and what we do and how we carry ourselves and the things that we comment on. We have to be so politically correct about a lot of things, especially when you talk about LGBTQ plus now, man.
You gotta
plus.
walk on eggshells these days.
You have to walk on eggshells, but yet still you have gazillions of people using the N-word. You have gazillion of people mistreating blacks. We've gone through the history of cops killing blacks and all the degradation when it comes to black people, but we have to walk a fine line when it comes to LGBTQ plus. I just and that's another subject. Like, I don't care what people do in your life. I really don't. But don't force it on me. Don't force it on me.
Right.
If that's how you want to live your life, fine. I should not have to watch everything that I say to where I don't offend you, but then you got people out here that are public figures that don't care how they offend me.
Just like you said, because they're public figures.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. We have laws that have been enacted for certain demographics of socialites, of lifestyles and things that people have chosen to in the way that they want to live their lives. We have had laws enacted for them. But we're still fighting to be accepted as citizens.
Yep.
I cannot wrap my head around that. I can't. And I know I'm going to offend some people by me saying this, but like I said, if I am of high character. I'm of super high character. If the words that I say offend you, hey,
that's why our shoes are off.
Figure it out.
Shoes off top.
Figure it out, because me as a black man in today's society, we have, not just me, but we talk about black men in general, we have so much on our shoulders every day when we walk out these doors that we have so much to deal with.
Tell them.
And there's no resources for us. There's no way that's made for us to lighten our load. But you have everybody else that are getting reparations, that are being paid this, that are being protected from this, and you can't say one word about this, and careers have been taken for saying the least little thing about it, but yet still every day we walk out that door, we subject ourselves to society beating us down like animals. And it has to change. It has to change. That's why I say, if you don't want to know how I feel about something, please don't ask me. Please don't ask me. I'm a high character guy, but hey, I live in a society of people that don't like me. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because I say it on social media all the time. God did not put me here to make friends. That's not why I'm here.
Yeah.
That's not why I'm here at all. There was a purpose for my life, and I'm living my life purpose driven. Now, if because of my character and how I carry myself, I attract people to me, that's the most natural form of being human that there is. But I'm not going to do anything to get your friendship. I'm not. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to change my conversation. I'm not going to change the way I feel about certain things because I know what my character is.
That's 5 more minutes, man. That was
That's real. That's real.
I felt that.
Yeah.
Man,
That was
I
deep.
wanted to talk about some
That was
NBA
deep.
right quick.
Yes. Please get into NBA. Go ahead.
Man, we are in the finals. Suns, game 3.
Game 4.
I know we're about to hit game 4 now.
Yeah.
Game 3.
Bro, I've been telling y'all. I was so upset that they gave Aiden that money, and he's doing the same thing that he did when we were in the final a couple years ago against Milwaukee.
Right.
Disappeared. And I being a season ticket holder, I've had a front row seat to all of the shenanigans.
Yeah, you sure have been there.
And to be honest, bro, like I always, when it comes to us, I don't like to beat us down. I don't. I don't like to beat anybody down, especially us, because I really feel like that until we understand why, there needs to be a conversation. And to be honest, bro, I really think something's going on with him mentally. And this is not, I'm not poking fun at him or any of that. It just seems like he shuts off during the game.
Do you think it's more of the pressure behind it all, or
no? Because the guy's been dealing with pressure his whole life. He came out of high school highly talented, and went into college. The man came out that he was the number 1 pick in the draft.
Right.
Like number 1. What I think it is, bro, is that the people that have come in contact with him throughout his basketball journey hasn't made him step up to the plate and be, and bring that out of him and make him work. I think they have paved the way for him because he's just got gifted abilities. The man literally has the skill set to be a top 5 center in the league. But mentally, he's still in college. And I think he's in his 4th or 5th year. And I say this all the time. That's the reason why U of A got bounced, I think, by a 16th seed, and he had like 8 points. Wow. And I think they were like a 1 or 2 seed in their region. He just does not have the mental capacity for this game and at this level. And like you said, it could be the pressure. But somebody needs to bend his ear, man, and get in his ear, because he's possibly looking at his last big payday. Because I don't see how he's playing just being something that he would do in Phoenix. I think he will play like that anywhere he goes. And he was blessed to get this huge contract, which most people, the majority of people, was like, no, do not pay him. He hasn't earned it.
Right.
If something doesn't change, bro, he's seen his last payday. And yeah, when you look at the numbers, we live in a society now when it comes to sports that it's all statistics, but statistics are it doesn't tell the whole story. Yeah, he's averaged 17-9, 17-10, but if you look at it, this man should be like 25-12.
Well, you see that action speaks louder. So when they benched him, that was an action. That action there, they seen that what he wasn't capable of doing, so they set him down. But at the same time, when you look further into that, that action right there set a point of saying, okay, you can't handle this game, so we're gonna have to sit you down and put somebody in there that can handle it.
He better be glad that they don't have like a JaVale McGee still here. Because if they had a JaVale McGee still, he probably wouldn't see the floor again.
Wow.
They probably would be under some kind of pressure to play him because of the money that he makes. But if JaVale McGee was here, bro, he wouldn't be getting much And that, I think that's probably the biggest thing is he hasn't had anybody coming behind him that puts that kind of pressure on him that, bro, either you play or you sit.
But see, what I'm getting a vibe from Matt Ishbia is that it's not for him. It's not the money. It's the game. It's more of the win. It's more of playing to make something happen. And if you can't cope with that, then he'll just get rid of you.
Well, the blessing and the curse is with Matt Ishbia is I know a real good friend of his that he played at Michigan State with, Ray Weathers, and who's a longtime little bro of mine. And the thing is that when you have a coach or owner that has played the game, and we can say what we want, Matt Ishbia barely got on the court at Michigan State, but he won a title. So he knows the game. He knows the financial part of it, as an owner, but he knows the game. And so he knows what the expectation is. And, having conversations with different people that know him, he don't mind spending money. So I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen in the offseason. I see that Dallas Maverick want Aiden bad. I made a joke and I said, look, we were trading for 2 cheerleaders and a ball boy.
Wow. That's sad.
What makes me upset, bro, is you got KD and Booker out here diving for those balls, diving in, like putting their heart in it, and here it is, you can't bend over and pick up a ball or jump and block a shot. Like, I'm sorry, like there's I can't be okay with that. And did you have anything to say? Because I'm about to go on a tangent. So people say all the time that we can't compare errors, which I think is kind of ludicrous because we can kind of compare errors. And Jokic and Luka are perfect examples of why we can compare errors, because they are throwbacks, non-athletic at all. I don't think these two can jump up a curb.
Wow.
I mean, that's far fetched, but literally, they're not athletic, and they are arguably top 5 in the NBA, and they're gonna be Hall of Famers. And Luka has some MVPs coming his way sooner than later. And if he get in the right situation, he will be a champion. Jokic, I think he get in the right situation. They bring the right pieces to Denver. Who knows? It could be this year. He's gonna be a champion. They are throwback players. Those were our centers and forwards in Jordan's era. Some of them. But we had some athletic and well built. You got Anthony Mason, you got Charles Oakley, you got some of them cats that. So that's how I can compare errors, because I know even at 40 years old, I'm 53 now. At 40 years old, these young high flyers in the pickup, I'm killing you. I'm killing you in a pickup game, because I know all you want to do is dribble all day and you want to try to dunk on me. I'm killing you. And they built like this mic now. Oh yeah, I'm and that's why you can compare errors, because it's not athletic and it's fast paced, but when you know the game, you don't need to do that.
Wow. Well, someone need to do something. Someone need to talk to me real quick. But my voice is about to go. We done had some good conversations.
Oh, we had some great conversations.
Yes, sir.
And I love the feedback that we've been getting social media. My cousin Robin Cole, who lives in Peoria, Illinois, her and her family is planning to move out to Arizona here within the next year or two.
Okay.
I'm super excited about that. I love where we're from. We're from a blue collar town. I love the morals and everything that we were raised on, and the standards and all of that. But honestly, as you get to be an adult, it is definitely time to leave Peoria. because you're either going to work for Caterpillar or Archer Daniel Midland or I forgot what the other manufacturer there. But if you don't have one of three of those jobs, it's a tough way of life. And so you live your life comparing yourself to your neighbor, and as long as you can do better than the next person. And so I say this all the time. I love Peoria, but if I had the money, I would move my whole family out of it. Because some of them have never left Illinois. And so just to get them out and see the world and see the possibilities, man, that just will make my day.
Awesome.
Tune in to us next week. Make sure y'all have some more hot topics.
Yes.
Like I say, y'all, inbox us, message us, either myself, Floyd, or what are you calling yourself these days?
L double.
Light skin.
Light skin is in.
I don't know. I like
From 6 to 10.
But message any of us if you have any topics you want us to talk about, anything you want us to elaborate on that we talked about previously. We always get together prior to the show and kick around ideas and subject things. Usually it's current events and stuff that's going on in the world now that we talk about, that we try to shed some light on. We don't claim to be experts at any of the topics that we talk about. A lot of it is life experiences and things that we understand from conversations that we've had. So we appreciate all the feedback, both negative and positive. Like Barbell said, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Love, peace, and
soul.